Hello, and welcome. Join me as we journey into the heart of Canada, a land far more complex than its polite reputation and frozen landscapes suggest. Beyond maple leaves and mountains, Canada is a country of secrets and astonishing truths. Today, we'll uncover stories that challenge everything you thought you knew about the Great White North. Our exploration begins now. Prepare to see Canada in a whole new light. Our journey begins at the very edge of the North American continent, where land gives way to the vast, restless sea. Here, the story of Canada is written in waves and wind, in the meeting of earth and water. This is a place of beginnings, of endless horizons, where the possibilities seem as limitless as the ocean itself. Canada is unique, one of the only countries in the world to touch not just one, but three mighty oceans: the icy Arctic to the north, the wild Pacific to the west, and the storied Atlantic to the east. Each ocean brings its own character, shaping the land and the people who live along its shores. Stretching for over 243,000 kilometers, Canada's coastline is the longest on Earth. It winds and weaves around countless bays, inlets and islands, tracing a path so vast it's almost impossible to imagine. If you could walk every meter of it, you'd circle the planet more than 6 times. To walk the entire length of this coastline, without stopping, would take more than 30 years. That's a lifetime spent beside the sea, crossing wild beaches, rocky headlands, and remote stretches where few have ever set foot. This coastline is a living frontier, ever-changing and full of contrasts. From the frozen expanse of the Arctic, where sea ice drifts and glaciers calve into the ocean, to the lush, temperate rainforests of the Pacific and the rugged, wave-battered cliffs of the Atlantic, each region tells its own story. No other nation comes close to this scale. Even Russia, with its vast landmass, has a coastline that is only a fraction of Canada's. The sheer size of Canada's coastal boundary is a wonder of the natural world. In the east, ancient fishing villages cling to the granite cliffs of Newfoundland, their colorful houses standing as a testament to generations who have made their living from the sea. Here, traditions run deep, and the ocean is both a provider and a challenge. On the Pacific coast, dense rainforests meet the ocean, and islands like Haida Gwaii are rich with indigenous culture and history. The land here is alive with stories, and the sea is a source of both inspiration and sustenance. Far to the north, the Arctic coast is a world apart, a realm of sea ice, glaciers and tundra. It's home to Inuit communities who have thrived here for millennia, and to wildlife found nowhere else on Earth, like polar bears and narwhals. This immense boundary is more than just a line on a map. It's a living barometer for our changing planet, where tides rise and fall, icebergs drift, and the effects of climate change are felt first and most dramatically. Canada's coastline isn't just a statistic, it's a world of its own, teeming with life and diversity. Tide pools brim with creatures, seabirds wheel overhead, and every cove and inlet has its own unique ecosystem. For Canadians, the coast is more than a boundary, it's a source of identity, pride, and connection. It shapes the nation in profound ways, inspiring art, culture, and a deep respect for the natural world. The endless coastline is Canada's greatest treasure, and its story is still being written, every day, by the people and the wild places that call it home. Now, we turn inward to Canada's astonishing abundance of fresh water. Stretching from coast to coast, this vast country is defined not just by its forests and mountains, but by the sheer number of lakes that dot its landscape. Water is woven into the very fabric of Canadian identity, shaping its geography, its history, and the lives of its people. Canada is home to more lakes than every other country combined. Estimates range from 2 to 3 million. These lakes, both large and small, are scattered across the provinces and territories, forming a breathtaking mosaic visible even from space. From the tiniest ponds hidden in remote forests to the vast expanses of water that stretch for hundreds of kilometers, the scale is truly staggering. Most are small, scattered across the ancient Canadian Shield, carved by glaciers of the last ice age. Over thousands of years, these glaciers sculpted the land, leaving behind countless basins that filled with crystal-clear water. Today, these lakes are a living legacy of the planet's natural history, each one telling a story of ice, time, and transformation. These lakes sustain vast ecosystems and are vital for countless species. Beneath their surfaces, fish thrive in cold, clean waters, while birds and mammals depend on the shorelines for food and shelter. The lakes are not just beautiful, they are essential, supporting a web of life that stretches from the smallest insect to the largest moose. For Canadians, lakes are a cultural touchstone, places for recreation, reflection, and connection with nature. Generations have grown up swimming, fishing, and paddling on these waters, forging memories that last a lifetime. Whether it's a quiet morning canoe trip or a lively family gathering on a dock, lakes are at the heart of Canadian life and leisure. But this abundance is fragile, threatened by pollution and climate change. Industrial runoff, invasive species, and warming temperatures are putting pressure on these delicate ecosystems. The balance that has existed for millennia is now at risk, and the consequences could be felt for generations to come if action is not taken. The Great Lakes, shared with the U.S., remind us of the responsibility that comes with such a resource. These immense bodies of water are not only vital for drinking water and transportation, but also for international cooperation and stewardship. They serve as a powerful symbol of what can be achieved when nations work together to protect shared natural treasures. Protecting this aquatic heritage is one of Canada's greatest challenges. It will require commitment, innovation, and a deep respect for the natural world. By safeguarding these lakes, Canadians can ensure that future generations will continue to enjoy their beauty, their bounty, and their enduring place at the heart of the nation. In a land defined by its grand scale and untamed beauty, Canada's conservation efforts are equally monumental, reflecting a deep commitment to protecting the natural world for generations to come. Here, the wild stretches as far as the eye can see, and the spirit of preservation is woven into the very fabric of the landscape. Wood Buffalo National Park, a vast expanse covering nearly 45,000 square kilometers, is so immense that it surpasses the size of entire countries, larger than Switzerland and even bigger than many European nations. Its boundaries encompass a mosaic of forests, wetlands, and grasslands, making it one of the largest protected areas on the planet. Established in 1922, the park was originally created to protect the last remaining herds of wood bison, a species once on the brink of extinction. Today, it's a thriving sanctuary, not only for bison, but also for wolves, bears, moose, and countless other species. Its diverse ecosystems support a rich tapestry of life, from the smallest insects to apex predators. Within its borders lies one of the world's largest inland freshwater deltas, a sprawling network of rivers and wetlands that provide critical habitat for countless birds and aquatic species. Most notably, it is the only natural nesting ground left for the endangered whooping crane, a rare and majestic bird whose survival depends on these protected wetlands. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Wood Buffalo is more than just a park. It's a living laboratory where scientists study the delicate balance of nature. Ongoing research here helps us understand the complex relationships between species, ecosystems, and climate, offering insights that reach far beyond its borders. For Indigenous peoples, Wood Buffalo is a place of profound cultural and spiritual significance. Generations have lived, hunted, and gathered here, maintaining traditions and knowledge that are deeply connected to the land. Their stewardship and stories are an essential part of the park's identity. In every direction, Wood Buffalo National Park stands as a powerful testament to the value of preserving true wilderness, a reminder of what can be achieved when nature is given the space to thrive, and a legacy for all who cherish the wild. We head north to Churchill, Manitoba, the polar bear capital. Each autumn, polar bears gather here, waiting for Hudson Bay to freeze so they can hunt seals. This annual migration offers one of the world's best polar bear viewing opportunities. The town has adapted with tundra, vehicles, and a polar bear alert program, even a polar bear jail. Churchill's story is a symbol of the delicate balance between humans and wildlife in the Arctic. As the climate warms and sea ice shrinks, the bear's survival grows more precarious. Churchill reminds us of our shared responsibility for these iconic animals. Canada's identity is deeply shaped by its linguistic duality. English and French are both official languages, a legacy of centuries of exploration, conflict, and compromise. Quebec's francophone culture endures within a predominantly Anglophone continent. The Official Languages Act ensures federal services in both languages, visible everywhere from road signs to cereal boxes. This duality is a source of cultural richness, not division. For many Canadians, bilingualism is a defining feature and a point of pride. Canada's quiet innovation has changed lives worldwide. After W.2, inventor George Klein created the electric wheelchair, revolutionizing mobility for people with disabilities. His design, featuring a joystick and independent wheel motors, offered unprecedented independence. The impact was immediate. People could rejoin their communities and live with dignity. Klein's invention remains the foundation of modern powered wheelchairs. It's a powerful Canadian legacy of compassionate innovation. Sometimes the greatest gifts are those that restore freedom. Now, to Toronto, Canada's largest city and a global symbol of diversity. Over half its residents were born outside Canada, representing more than 200 ethnic origins and 140 languages. Toronto's neighborhoods, Chinatown, Little Italy, Greektown, offer authentic cultural experiences. Canada's multiculturalism policy encourages communities to preserve and share their heritage. Festivals like Caribbean Carnival and Taste of the Danforth celebrate this vibrant mosaic. Toronto is a living experiment in urban multiculturalism. It shows how people from every corner of the world can build a shared future. Let's visit a place where nature seems to play tricks, Magnetic Hill in Moncton, New Brunswick. Here, cars in neutral appear to roll uphill, baffling visitors for generations. The secret? It's a gravity hill illusion. Landscape and horizon conspire to fool your senses. Science explains it, but the magic endures. Magnetic Hill is now a beloved tourist attraction. It's a reminder that perception isn't always reality. Sometimes Canada's quirks are just plain fun. In the Yukon, we find a record of resilience, Snag, where North America's coldest temperature was recorded, -63 degrees Celsius. In 1947, the cold was so intense that breath froze mid-air and metal shattered like glass. Life at these extremes is almost unimaginable, but it's part of Canada's northern identity. Most Canadians live in the temperate south, but the Arctic spirit shapes the national psyche. Endurance and respect for nature are woven into Canadian culture. The story of Snag is a testament to survival in the wild. The Great White North is as beautiful as it is unforgiving. Finally, we turn to a sweet symbol, maple syrup. Canada produces over 75% of the world's maple syrup, with Quebec at the heart of production. Each spring, sap flows and producers work around the clock to harvest this liquid gold. The process, rooted in indigenous tradition, is now a global industry. Maple syrup is more than a condiment, it's a taste of the Canadian forest and a source of national pride. Even the maple leaf on the flag pays tribute to this legacy. From sugar shacks to breakfast tables, maple syrup is a story of nature, culture, and ingenuity. Our exploration of Canada's secrets comes to a close. From coastlines to multicultural cities, we've glimpsed the immense character of this land. Which fact surprised you most? Share your thoughts below. Subscribe for more journeys. Next, we'll uncover the mysteries of the Namib Desert. Until then, keep exploring.